students, welcome back. Today I am Anuradha from Art and Progressive School going to start another topic of the same chapter, and the chapter name is human reproduction. So in this chapter we are studying that what is the sexual reproduction. Okay, so how the sexual reproduction takes place with the help of gametes. So for that we need the gamete formation. So for the gamete formation, what is the requirement? There must be a male reproductive system as well as the female reproductive system. So we have completed both the system here, and we have completed the spermatogenesis. So spermatogenesis is what? It is under the gametogenesis. So in the last class we have started the topic gametogenesis. What is gametogenesis? It is nothing, it is the production of gametes. Okay, and here under the gametogenesis we have to study two things. What are they? The male gamete production and the female gamete production. And what is male gamete production? It is known as spermatogenesis, which takes place in the testes, and here in case of female, where it will take place in the ovary, and the process it is known as the oogenesis. So oogenesis is what we have to start today. Oogenesis is what? The production of ovum or an egg here, and where this is the female gamete. So I have written here the formation of female gamete, which is also known as ova or the ovum, and where it is going to take place in the ovary. Okay, so but there is one slight difference. If you will compare this oogenesis process with the spermatogenesis process. Okay, so oogenesis process, it will start from the embryonic stage only. Okay, so from where it is going to start? From the embryonic stage. But the spermatogenesis process, it will start from where? When it will attain the age of the puberty, right? So here this is the difference between these two. So what is going to happen during the embryonic stage? So as the fetus is present inside the mother womb, okay, so it means that the female fetus which is present inside the mother womb, it will undergo in the process of oogenesis. It means that ovary of that female fetus, it is going to produce the some structures. Okay, so what we can say, if I will draw the structure of the female reproductive structure, how is it? This is somehow this type of structure it is there. We have completed. Okay, and here this part is what? Uterus and vagina. So and this part is what? These are the fallopian tubes, right? And here the fimbriae like structures are present. Okay, I have drawn such type of structure. Fimbriae present, and here ovary is connected. So it means that two ovaries are present. It means a pair of ovaries right here. So what is going to happen? Inside the ovary there will be some changes, and inside this ovary there will be production of ovum. Okay, and after the production of ovum, it will rupture and it will release from here, and it will enter where? Into the fallopian tube. So what is that whole process? It is going to happen inside the ovary during the fetus. Okay, so we will have to study that one. So what we are saying, that inside the ovary, okay, if I will enlarge the structure, this is the ovary. Okay, so the outermost layer of this ovary, it is what? It is made up of some germinal epithelial cells. Same we have done in case of spermatogenesis also. In case of spermatogenesis, what is happening? That the seminiferous tubule, it is a functional unit, and in the outermost boundary of this tubule, they are having some germinal cells. Okay, from where there will be production of the primary as well as secondary such type of structure. So same thing, or somehow here also you will see such structure. So these are what? These are the germinal cells which is present all the peripheral end of the ovary. So what is going to happen? There will be some changes. So whenever there will be the spermatogenesis and oogenesis, what we have divided some phases. The first phase is what? Multiplication phase. Okay, so the first phase is what? Multiplication phase. So what is the role of multiplication? The number of cell will get increases. Okay, and after the multiplication phase there is a growth phase where there will be growth in the cell. So here initially what is going to start? There will be some mitotic division, and due to this there will be the multiplication of more and more cell. So all this is going to happen inside the ovary during the fetus phase. Okay, so that's why I have written here fetal life. It means that whatever it is happening during the fetus. So this germinal cells, if I will start from here, these are the germinal cells. Okay, these are the germinal cells. From these germinal cells, when there will be some more and more division, it will form the oogonia. What it will form? It will form oogonia, or we can say oogonium cells. Right? So there is production of so many oogonium cells. So how many oogonia will form during this time? Millions of oogonia will be formed by the ovary of the fetus. And what is the approx time period? Then it will be in the 6 months, okay, or approximately 25 weeks. So during that time, what will happen? There will be production of so many oogonial cells, right? And out of them, only one will become to form the egg. So what is it? It is the oogonia, or we can say it is having the capacity to transform into the egg. Right here. So millions, out of this billion of sperms, what is going to happen? We have taken the one oogonia which is having capacity to divide more and more. So what is happening? From the germinal cells, it is forming the oogonium cell. So what we have done, this phase is what? This one is the multiplication phase, because we are getting so many cells, right? Now, out of these so many oogonial cells, only one will get the differentiation, or we can say one will become the main part of the ovum. So, what we are calling it? We are calling it oogonia, right? What is oogonia? It is the initial part. So, again, this oogonia is present inside the ovary of the female fetus. Don't confuse. So, this oogonial cells will undergo some division. Okay. So, when it will undergo some division, what will happen? It will enter into the growth phase. Okay, so what is going to happen? These oogonial cells will undergo the growth phase, and during that time, what is happening? It is forming the primary oocyte. What it is forming? It is forming the primary oocyte. So if you will see the chromosome number, we know that this germinal cells, what are they? Diploid cells. Okay, it means that they are having 46 chromosomes. Okay, and again, if you will see this primary oocyte, it is also what? It is also the 2Na number. It means that it is also having the 46 chromosomes. Likewise, in case of spermatogenesis, we have done this thing. Okay, from the spermatogonium, what we are getting? The primary spermatocyte. Okay, so and after primary spermatocyte, secondary spermatocyte. So here also, this primary oocyte is what? It is diploid in number, and here it will remain in an arrested position. Okay, so as it will enter into the meiosis stage, so in which phase? At the prophase 1 stage, it will remain arrested. Why? Because other process will take place after the puberty age. Okay, so as it will form the primary oocyte, there will be the birth of that baby girl, and it will reach toward the childhood, and after completing the childhood, it will attain the age of puberty. Okay, so this girl will attain the age of puberty, what is going to happen? There will be the continuation of this meiosis 1. Okay, so this meiosis 1 will start, and it is going to complete here. Okay, so after the completion, what will happen? It will form the secondary oocyte. So primary oocyte is what? It is in the fetus form, and during that time it will remain during the birth as well as during the childhood also. It will remain in this stage. It will remain the primary oocyte only. But as she will attain the age of puberty, the division will start here, and due to this division, what will happen? There will be the, we can say, it's the unequal division. What it is? It is unequal division. So due to this unequal division, what will happen? It will form the secondary oocyte, which contains the nucleus, and along with this, it will generate some polar body also, okay, which is not having any nucleus. So after the meiosis, after the completion of this meiosis 1, what is going to happen? It will form the secondary oocyte. Along with this secondary oocyte, it is forming the first polar body, okay, and it will get degenerated, right? And here there is a role of the secondary oocyte. Now it will become the haploid number, and it is having 23 number of chromosomes. Okay, so this is the difference between primary oocyte and the secondary oocyte. And here this secondary oocyte is nothing, it is an ovum. Okay, that's why it is haploid in number. Okay, and after that it will enter into the meiosis 2, and due to this meiosis 2, it will form the ovum as well as the again second polar body, and again it will arrested in which phase? In the metaphase 2. Okay, so what is happening here? Initially also it is arrested, and here also it has been arrested. So when it will complete its division, this meiosis 2, when there will be the entry of the sperm. So due to the entry of sperm, what will happen? There will be the completion of this meiosis 2, and then after there will be production of the zygote. Okay, so that's why we are saying it again arrested in the metaphase of the cell cycle, and here it will remain as till the fertilization will take place. Okay, now everything which you are seeing here, it is happening starting from where? Oogonia, and it has from the primary oocyte, then secondary oocyte, and then finally we are getting the ovum. But in between some more several steps they are going to take place inside it. What are they? We know that in this ovary it is made up of different types of cells. Okay, and different cells are present, which we are calling the follicular cells. Okay, so it is forming so many follicles during that phase. So here whenever there will be the formation of primary oocyte inside the ovary of the female fetus, it is having so many follicles also inside the ovary. Okay, which is going to surround this primary oocyte. Why? Because this primary oocyte needs some protection. Okay, so for the protection, for example, this is the primary oocyte, so this is covered by some follicular cells. So how many cells can be there after proper fetus development? It will remain 60,000 to 80,000 per ovary. So what will happen during the whole age after the birth? How many it will remain? 60,000 to 80,000 of follicular cells are present inside each ovary, and these are important. Why? Because it is going to surround this oocyte. Okay, what it is doing? It is going to surround the primary oocyte. So whatever the primary oocyte, it is present in the arrested position here, it is surrounded by some follicular cell. So initially the cell which will surround it, what you will call it? Primary follicle. What is it? Primary follicle. So initially this primary oocyte, it is surrounded by what? Primary follicle. Okay, and here again there will be some division, there will be some maturation, and due to that what will happen? There will be another layer of the follicular cells. There will be another layer of the follicular cells, right? And what you will call it? Secondary follicle. Still the primary oocyte, it is present inside this follicular. Okay, so what is going to happen? Whatever these things I am telling you, it is happening during this time. Okay, during what? During this childhood, during this birth time. Right, so what is happening? This primary oocyte firstly covered by the primary follicle, then it is covered by the secondary follicle. So as the secondary follicle stage it is going to over, it will enter into the formation of some more layers. Okay, some more layers, and due to this what is going to happen? They have differentiated the cells. How they have differentiated? The outermost part, it is known as the theca externa, and the inner part is known as the theca interna, and there will be some cavity like structure which is known as the antrum. So how can you understand like this? For example, this is the primary oocyte. Okay, and this is covered by some structure, primary follicle, secondary follicle, and here again there will be another layer, right? So this one is primary follicle, secondary follicle, and during the tertiary follicle what is going to happen? There will be formation of some fluid like structure. Okay, some cavity like structure, which what we are calling it? Antrum. So antrum is what? It is a cavity which is present here in these follicles, and when you can see this cavity, you can say that it is tertiary follicle. Okay, so still in the tertiary follicle what is present? Primary oocyte. Don't confuse. Okay, in the primary as well as secondary as well as in tertiary, and inside all of them what is present? This primary oocyte is present. Okay, now the time is here for getting into the meiosis, and it will complete it here. So what you are understanding, that meiosis 1 is completed, and as the meiosis 1 will complete, what it is going to form? It is going to form the secondary oocyte. So from here also, as the meiosis 1 will complete, what will happen? It will form the secondary oocyte as well as one polar body. So both are the same thing. Okay, so after this tertiary follicle, it will form the Graafian follicle. Okay, so this is the matured form of the follicle. So this one is the most matured form. So initially primary follicle, then secondary follicle, then tertiary follicle, and from this tertiary follicle there will be formation of Graafian follicle, and this one is the matured one, and from this Graafian follicle there will be the rupturing of the secondary oocyte. Okay, so what is happening, if I will show this all stage, this is the primary follicle, then secondary follicle, okay, then there will be tertiary follicle, okay, and this one is the Graafian follicle, and inside all these things what is present, oocyte. So as it will present inside the Graafian follicle, it will move the secondary oocyte outside it, and when it will move this oocyte outside, what it will left here, only this part. Okay, what you will call this part, you will call it corpus luteum. Okay, what is it? Corpus luteum. It is a yellow color part after the rupturation of this oocyte, and this corpus luteum again changes into the corpus albicans. Okay, which will be white in color. Okay, albica, whenever you are using the word albica, it means that it is white in color, right? So this is what, after the formation or after the rupturation of this ovum, what you are having, you will get this ovum like this. Okay, so the structure which I have drawn it here, it is a structure of ovum which is having some layers here. So what are these layers? It has created some layer. This part is what, this is the ovum, and inside it nucleus is present, and outer to it there is a perivitelin space. Okay, and here in this perivitelin space, perivitelin fluid is present, and here outer to it two layers are present. Okay, this blue color layer, it is known as what, zona pellucida. Okay, so if I will talk about the secondary oocyte, secondary oocyte is nothing, it is an ovum which is going to fertilize with the sperm. Okay, so what is it? This particular ovum, it is having the two important layers, zona pellucida, inner one, and outer to it, what it is, corona radiata. Okay, and zona pellucida is present between this ovum as well as the corona radiata, right here. And now again it is incomplete, it is in arrested position. Okay, in which phase? In the metaphase 2. So what will happen, as there will be entry of sperm here, okay, as there will be entry of sperm here, what will happen, it will reach here. Okay, and from here the ovary has released the secondary oocyte. Okay, it has released the secondary oocyte, and from here sperm will come. So when there will be fertilization in the fallopian tube, it will complete this meiosis too. Okay, but it is not that much easy, because you can see that so many layers are present in the ovary. Okay, sorry, in case of ovum. So this is the egg. So after it, what will happen, the sperm is going to move, and with the help of the acrosome which is present at the head region of the sperm, it will go enter, and it will release its nucleus into the ovum, and due to that what will happen, there will be fusion of this male as well as female gamete here, and due to this there will be formation of zygote. Okay, so this zygote, as the zygote will form, what will happen, it will complete its whole oogenesis. So what is oogenesis? It will start from the embryonic stage, and where it will complete, when there will be fertilization, right here. So this is whole about the oogenesis and what are the things which are connected to it. Here again, as we have done in case of spermatogenesis, there is an important role of hormones also, right? How is it? In case of the spermatogenesis, we have done that hypothalamus is there. Okay, so hypothalamus is producing what type of hormone? GnRH. Yes, G. What is GnRH? GnRH is what? Gonadotropin releasing hormone, and this hormone, it will be secreted by the anterior pituitary. Okay, so this anterior pituitary will release two types of hormone here also, LH and FSH. Okay, same hormone, but the function is what? The role of FSH is very important to form the follicle. So whatever the follicles we are creating here, primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle, how it is forming with the help of this FSH. Okay, so when the follicle stimulating hormone, it is more in concentration, it will responsible for the formation of different types of follicle. Okay, once this follicle has been matured here, now what will happen, there will be the release of estrogen hormone also. Why it is so? Because now there will be the negative inhibition. How it is so? Because if the FSH concentration is more and and after the maturation of this Graafian follicle, the concentration will get lower, and due to the lowering of this FSH, what is going to happen? There will be increase of estrogen hormone, and this estrogen hormone will give the signal to the LH hormone. Okay, so what this LH hormone it is going to do? It will going to rupture the Graafian follicle. Okay, what it is doing, that as there will be work of FSH is completed, so there will be increase of estrogen level, and it will say to the LH then secrete, and due to the secretion of LH hormone, there will be the rupture of this Graafian follicle, and due to the rupturation of Graafian follicle, what will happen? It will release its ovum, and it will release, and it will whatever the corpus luteum and corpus albicans is going to form, it is due to the LH hormone only. Okay, so we will discuss all these, the hormonal regulation in case of menstrual cycle also. So from there everything will get clear here. So here you have to understand that what is oogenesis and how it is different from the spermatogenesis. So if this question may be asked in examination, what is the difference between spermatogenesis and oogenesis? Spermatogenesis takes place in testes, it takes place in the ovary. Spermatogenesis, what? In that part you are saying that it is a continuous process. Okay, but oogenesis will stop after some time. It's not a continuous process, or we can say it is a discontinuous process. Okay, as well as some more structure. Here you can see primary oocyte, but there also primary oocyte, but it started from the embryonical stage, but it has started when the male will attain the age of puberty, right? And due to the spermatogenesis, we are getting 4 spermatids. Okay, how many? 4, but here you are getting only 1 ovum. Okay, rest of the things will get degenerated here. So these are the common differences here. You must have to understand it. And for today, that much is there. Thank you.